Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people. How are you doing? Turn this down a little bit. I'm watching this show called The Shy, and it's actually really good. It's really good. Let me turn down some more before I get a copyright. But listen, I woke up this morning. I don't know what I woke up on this morning. We waiting around for too many people to give us handouts, y'all. We're waiting around for too many people to call our name, too many people to invite us to the table. We waiting on this person and that person to recognize us. Hey, Tim. Good morning. How you doing? We waiting on too many people to come tell us that we're worthy or that we're good enough. We waiting on too many people to come tell us that we're smart enough. We're waiting on too many people to come tell us that we can start the business, the ministry, the family, the nonprofit. Look, we waiting on too many people to tell us that we're great. God had already told you was great. God had already told you were fabulous. God had already told you that you're intelligent, smart, and able to do that thing that you saying that you want to do. But you sitting around waiting on other people to come tell you and to validate how good you are and to validate how well put together you are. Like, I'm not trying to convince you to be conceited or prideful. I'm trying to convince you that you have everything that you need already in your hands. You have everything that you need already in your immediate vicinity. It's just time to tap into those resources. Like this pandemic, during this time, if you didn't, okay, but you should have been able to get your hands on some money and some money to build your business, some money to build your dreams, some money to do whatever endeavor you had. If you were out there cutting grass, you should have been able to go out there and get you a new lawnmower, some new marketing material, something to build your business, right? Because as you see, ain't none of this stuff sure. Like working for other people, ain't none of that stuff sure. Ain't none of it sure. And while business isn't sure, at least with business, you can put your own, like I like to say, you can put your own stank on it. And you have no cap on what you can make. You have no cap. And it's not that you have to just have one business. You can have two businesses. You can have three ministries. You can have four endeavors. Whatever it is that you want, like, it's there for you to have. I've started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 businesses from scratch. I'm talking about nobody. Like, for example, when I was a makeup artist, I was a makeup artist for 13, 14 years. I used to live in Duluth, Georgia. I had no clients. I'm talking about this how many clients I had, y'all. 0 clients. I went down to the south side and started putting my information out, started handing out flyers, started posting my stuff on Craigslist, started posting my stuff on Facebook, started posting my stuff on Instagram, creating myself a website, went to YouTube, and every time you was on YouTube and you watch my videos, it would push you over to my website so you could see more of my work. I built my own. I met up with the girl, and it was crazy, the whole story, because God was like, look, I know y'all be like, dang, she always talking about God. I can't separate myself from him because I didn't walk with him through too much. He told me there was this one young lady who worked on the south side, right? So before I really even went to go work down there, it was like a few months before I even went to go work down there, God was like, I want you to sow your makeup class into her life. Now, when God starts talking about sowing, that means it's about to be, I'm not getting no money for it. And at that point in time, I needed money. But I was like, okay, God, I'm going to trust you on this thing. So I trusted him, and I was like, all right. So I called the girl, and I was like, I just feel led to sow my makeup artistry class into your life. So I went down there. I taught her some things that I knew. I taught her a lot of the things that I knew. And then I went on about my business, and her and I were decent friends at that point in time. So after that situation, lo and behold, a couple months later, I either left where I was. I think I was working with another makeup artist or something like that. But God was like, you remember that girl you sold into? Ask her if she wants somebody to come into her shop to pay booth rent. So at that point in time, she was at the back of the Greenbrier discount mall. So I called her up. I was like, look, I want to work somewhere and be a makeup artist. She was like, okay, cool. So I went. Booth rent was only like $85. I built and this was at the back of the mall, right? If you ever been to a discount mall, like a flea market, this was at the back of the mall. So all the traffic was at the front of the mall. I hired me an assistant to go pass out my flyers at the front of the mall to let them know that I was in the back of the mall. I built my clientele from zero people as a makeup artist coming from the suburbs to the south side. 0 people. And over 14 years, I built my clientele to no less than 600 people by working in this discount mall and by being on my stuff, getting my flyers out there, posting my stuff on social media. Like, there's no excuse. If you are a makeup artist, if you do landscaping, if you do painting, if you sew wigs, if you paint houses, if you are a construction worker, if you have a bank, if you are into IT, there is no excuse why you cannot build your own. I'm not saying go Monday and be like, look, y'all, I'm out. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying go tell the people, look, y'all can kiss my behind. I don't need y'all. I ain't saying that. If you got benefits and some other stuff going on that's good at your job, please, by all means, stay there. Stay there until you build your business. But what I'm saying is build your business. Build your ministry. Build the endeavors that you want to, like, whatever it is that you want to do. Because I'm going to tell you the honest to goodness truth. Nobody is going to take care of you as good as you're going to take care of yourself. Hear me what I'm saying. Your job can give you all the awards. Your job can tell you how wonderful you are. Your job can tell you that you're the best thing since sliced bread. You're the employee of the week. You're the employee of the month. You're the employee of the year. You're the employee of the decade. They'll tell you all of that. But when things get tight and the budget is not matching and meeting, guess what's the first thing to go? Guess what's the first thing to go? And this is somebody who worked in corporate America. I've worked in several law firms as a lawyer, as a paralegal, as a legal secretary. I've worked in corporations and law firms. When the budget is not matching and meeting, guess who's the first ones to go? Ask yourself, this pandemic hit, 30 million people are out of jobs. 30 million people are out of jobs, right? Build your own, y'all. Build your own. I don't care if it's selling watermelons. I don't care if it's, start researching businesses. Start researching what you do, what you want to do, what you can do, and start building. Build. If you don't hear anything else I say on this live, build. Please start building. Build your business. Okay? Oh, my bad. Hold on. I had turned my phone too far. Phone was like, rotate me. Anyway, so listen, build your own. If you're in ministry, even in ministry, sometimes people don't want to call your name or invite you to the table for a number of reasons. One, you could be a woman. One, you could intimidate them. 2, they know you can run the ministry better than them. 3, they want to make sure that they get all the accolades instead of having like a team effort, team environment. These are things that I've in the past run across, like just in all the ministries, not all the ministries, but a lot of ministries that I've been involved in, and the women who I know who are ministers or in ministry, you come across so many men who are intimidated by you, and they know that you could do whatever it is that you need to do, but because they know that, it's like, nah, my ego won't let me call them. My ego gonna have me do it all. That way I know it's done, and that way I know it's done the way I want it to be done. Instead of empowering and entrusting other people, they rather just operate off of ego. And see, that's why a lot of ministries don't flourish. It's because the leader is operating off of ego instead of operating off of the voice of God. Come on, y'all. That's why a lot of churches didn't make it through this pandemic. And I'm going to be so honest with y'all. I'm going to be so honest. That's why a lot of churches didn't make it through this pandemic. God was cleaning. I ain't going to say he was cleaning, but God allowed a cleaning. I guess that's the best way to say it. He allowed a cleaning because God got to pull back the cover off some things. If you saw my live yesterday, why jealous women fail, God, hey, Jennifer, God will pull back the cover off of things and let you see them. Because sometimes we get involved in situations and we go in with a pure heart, a good heart, not trying to hurt anybody, not trying to harm anybody. But for whatever reason, that's not the best situation for us. And so God has to pull back the cover so you can actually see what it is that you've gotten yourself into. So you can see what you've gotten yourself into, right? And then when you see what you've gotten yourself into, God will also give you the instructions on how to get out of it. But you got to listen, right? He always gives you a way of escape. That's the thing. We stay in things way too long. And for some of you who've been laid off, this whole pandemic has been a way of escape. You didn't like the job. The job wasn't paying you what you were worth. You weren't being able to spend time with your family. It was just work, work, work. Get up every morning, work, get some coffee, go to work, come home, eat dinner, go to bed, wake up, get some coffee, go to work, come home, eat dinner, go to bed. The same thing every single day. And so a lot of people had to see that what you were doing was not the best thing. I ain't trying to tell nobody how to do their life because can't nobody tell me how to do. Well, I ain't gonna say can't nobody. It's a lot of people that I trust that I will allow to speak into my life, but I got to see your life first. I got to see your life. What your life looking like? What your life looking like? You still struggling? Okay, and you finna tell me how to get out the struggle? But you ain't applied the peanut butter to your own jelly? Girl, bye. No, I'm just playing. But, sometimes I do listen to people because sometimes you can listen to people to find out what not to do. Catch me on that. Sometimes you can listen to people to find out what not to do. It's not always about what to do, but sometimes I listen to people to find out what not to do. But listen, build your own. Find your niche. We have a group on Facebook called FSC, Entrepreneurs Unleashed. And a lot of times we talk about things to help build your business, but we also talk about how to build, how to put your feet to the plow and just build. Because there's a lot of people who have ideas and have inventions and have books and have ministries and have businesses locked on the inside of them, but they don't know how to pull them out. They really don't know which way to go. I would really strongly suggest that you join that group because I always try to push financial resources. That's the main thing, especially for Black people. Hey, my white friends. Hey, my other Asian friends. But for Black people, finances be the biggest issue a lot of times when it comes to building. Behind finances, it's procrastination. We wait around too long to see what everybody else gonna do. Or we wait around to see, what the next step is, but we don't really actively research. And if we actively research, sometimes you need to call somebody or talk to somebody and be like, well, what does this mean? You know what I mean? Even though I don't practice law anymore, I still have a legal background. Do you understand? So when when I look at things from both perspectives. What's this perspective? Because most of the time when people bring you information, they're bringing you their perspective. They're not bringing you all perspectives. They're bringing you their perspective. But I have the ability to see their perspective, but also let's look at this other perspective. Because sometimes you can be blindsided by a lot of things in life. Like you didn't expect those things to happen. Let me see, Jennifer. I am me and whoa, she is. Jennifer. Yes, ma'am. Angelique, yes, FFC, going to look that up now. It's called FSC, Entrepreneurs Unleashed. And so we just talk about building. But again, finances and procrastination, those are the biggest hurdles that we're going to have to get over. And then after you get over those two, another hurdle you're going to have to get over is the fact that you deserve it. You deserve it. I'm going to be so honest and transparent with y'all. Recently, I just had, I don't know if I had trouble, but like the things that God was doing, I was just like, God, really? That's what we doing? It's time? It's time for that now? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with it. Sometimes you have trouble being blessed. You be like, what? You be skeptical. What's going on? What's happening? Is this going to last long? And blah, 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 woo, woo. Listen, God is ready to bless you, me, and everybody who wants to be blessed. Like, for real. Fix my hair. But, yeah, y'all, build your own. Build your own. Stop sitting around waiting on other people to call your name and tell you you're great and tell you that your idea is fabulous and tell you that your idea is $1 million idea. Look, start walking. You put one foot in front of the other, guess what? God gonna start putting some more feet behind you too. He gonna bring you a team. He gonna bring you some people. He gonna give you the energy to do, excuse me, what it is that you need to do. Start building your own. Again, disclaimer, I'm not saying go jump off into the deep end and just leave your regular job. I'm not saying that. Don't you get on this live talking about I done said leave your regular job. If you have a regular job, stay on that job until you save enough money, until you build enough clientele, until you gain enough resources, until you build your team if you need a team. And then when you start making enough money, go ahead and start focusing mainly on your business, right? And I don't know how long that'll take you. Me personally, I'm kind of adventurous and risky. I jumped straight out there. I was like, look, this is what we doing. And that's just it. And every time I've started a business, I was like that. I was like, look, we just jumping out there. And that's just what we're going to do. We're not going to waste time on this and waste time on that. We're just jumping out there. Yeah. But everybody ain't built like that. You got to, one, have faith for that. And two, you got to have a mindset that's just like, oh, it's going to succeed. And if you're not there yet and you're honest with yourself, don't just jump right out there. Work that job. Work that whatever you're working now until you can make your money to support your business or until you've built enough clientele. Always be focusing on your business. Even when you at work, I'm not saying use their time to focus on your business, like actually doing manual labor for your business. But what I'm saying is be thinking and always have your phone. Like I have my phone all the time and I'm always writing down notes. Sometimes God dropped $1 million ideas into our mind and we're just like, oh, that's a cute idea. And then we never write it down. We never go back and revisit it. But it was $1 million idea. Case in point, I know somebody who makes some macaroni and cheese, y'all. And when I tell you this macaroni and cheese is the best macaroni and cheese I've ever tasted in my life. I'm not joking. I'm not playing. This is not a game. This is for real. But when anybody in the family asks her, how do you make it? She won't tell them the recipe. She won't give them the idea. When I tell you that they probably can get a food truck and make a killing off of this macaroni and cheese. And I'm really thinking about, because I think I might have a recipe because I was experimenting. I'm thinking about getting me a food truck. That's about to be my 6th source of income. I saw a nice one, stainless steel, got the flat top grill and everything. It's only $30,000. The person might allow me to finance it. I don't know. But if not, me and my mama probably will go in together and buy the food truck. Food trucks make a killing. I remember one night I was in Buckhead at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't ask me what I was doing out. I don't even know. But anyway, I saw a taco truck. The taco truck, listen, I got out the car, went and ordered like 3 little flimsy tacos. The tacos was nasty as all get out. But I just paid them $10. Mind you, it was about 6 or 7 people sitting there waiting in the parking lot for pretty much the same thing that I was waiting for. Food trucks make money. You seen that lady, Slutty Vegan? She started with her food truck and became a millionaire. Now she got the food truck and the locations. Not little, because they ain't little. They nice and they big. Listen, work your dream. Build your own. Stop looking around talking about oh, she got a nice business. I wish you can. You can definitely do the same things that you see other women, other men, other people doing. You can do it. Google is your friend. And again, I told you the group that I have here on Facebook, F as in Frank, S as in Sam, C as in Computer, Entrepreneurs Unleashed. Join it. I'm always in there talking about, okay, here's some grants. In the last week or two, I released like 3 or 4, 5 or 6 different grants for small business owners. Some $10,000, some $5,000, some $20,000 grants. I'm pushing the information out there like, look, I'm trying to work with y'all. Right? So build your own, man. Start right now, especially, listen, if you are a minority, and especially if you are a black female, Google grants for black-owned businesses. Google grants for minority-owned, women-owned businesses. Google it, and you're going to see so many. Lowe's just released one a couple days ago, and I applied for it. $20,000 grant. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get it, but Father, in the name of Jesus, I want it. I'm just saying. PayPal, they did a $10,000 grant. Listen, y'all, it's so much money flowing through the system right now. Don't get caught up. Listen, turn your TV off from watching the news and what Donald Trump is saying, okay? Do me and you a favor. Turn your TV, stop listening to COVID and vaccines and testing and who did this and who did. Get on your computer and start Googling how to make money, how to get grants, business minority grant. Start Googling that, okay? Start spending your time on that, because that other stuff, that doesn't do anything but provoke fear and apprehension in people. So I don't even watch the news. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I don't watch the news. I don't know. Sorry. We already know. You want me to tell you what's gonna be on the news? You ready? I ain't even seen the news today or for the last month. You want me to tell you what's gonna be on it? Death and fear. That's all that's on the news. You got it now, so you don't even have to go watch it. Anyway, build your own, y'all. Build your own. Build your own. A lot of times I come into the group and I just answer questions. Like, I make myself available. I'm not even trying to get paid. Like, oh, I'm selling this, I'm selling that. No, I'm just out here giving my knowledge away for free. I got, how much student loan debt I got? It's in the 6 figures, but I'm giving that knowledge away for free. For free. How to start a business. How to identify your niche. How to file taxes. Business planning. I have some friends who are like forensic accountants. They understand what I'm saying? Some therapists. All kinds of people just coming. Like my podcast. All that. I mean, I'm trying to help people. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I really want to do. That's all I really want to do, because my people perish for lack of knowledge. That means you die when you don't know what's going on. And it may not be you just die, drop dead, boom. But you can die mentally, you can die financially, you can die spiritually, you can die relationship-wise because you don't know what's going on. You gotta know. You gotta know. You gotta know. You gotta know. And I know it's Sunday, and I love Jesus. He's so wonderful. But God ain't gonna do it all for you. Stop acting like it's God's responsibility to do it all. It says faith without works is dead. So a lot of us running around here talking about some hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, shake, which I do all of that. But I put my foot to the field and I put my hands to the plow too. I'm probably one of the hardest workers you'll ever meet in your life. But when I say hard, I mean smarter. I don't mean I'm out here sweating, because I believe in sweatless victories. But I research, I find out information, I connect to the right people. I don't wait for people to tell me that I'm great. I don't wait for people to tell me that I have a good idea. I don't wait for people to approve what I'm doing. I don't. As long as it's good, it's wholesome, it's reasonable, and I'm not violating any laws or sacraments or covenants. Yeah, we out here getting to it. Period. And people be like, well, sometimes the way you present your message, ma'am, I got 3 degrees. I don't have to prove to anybody else that I'm intelligent. If I want to speak in Ebonics or not grammatically correct, guess what I'm going to do? Speak using Ebonics and not being grammatically correct. Because guess what? When I speak to the right people or whoever I need to speak to in that moment, I say the right things, no matter how I say it. So, yeah. Y'all, build your own. Stop waiting on somebody to dictate how it's going to go down. At the end of the day, when your story is, when we get to the last chapter of your story, just think about this. Go with me. When we get to the last chapter of your story, and we're on the last page, the last paragraph, leading up to the last sentence, what will it say about you and what you've done with your life? Will it say that she or he was miserable and she or he never stepped out on faith? She or he just sat and watched everybody else succeed and envied what everybody else was doing? Or will your last paragraph say, he or she pressed the gas, he or she was with all of that, he or she put their everything, their blood, their sweat, and tears into their endeavors. They put their energy, their fortitude, everything in them. They put it into what they were trying to build, whatever that is. Because what I'm trying to build may not be what you're trying to build. I'm trying to build a legacy. I'm trying to build an empire. I'm trying to make sure that when I leave this earth, my son, and if I have children in the future, are taken care of. Like that, what's their name? What's Beyonce's children? Sir, and Blue. Those children don't have to work for the rest of their life. At all. Do you understand what I'm saying? For the rest of their life, they can do what they want to do. I remember one time my Apostle Boone, he said something that was so profound to me. He said, build the kind of life to where you don't wake up until you want to wake up. Y'all. He said, build the kind of life that you wake up when you want to wake up. I'm 90% there, y'all. I get up when I want to get up. I don't get up to no alarm clock. I don't get up when somebody's telling me. Listen, and this was before the pandemic. And I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm saying that because that's the kind of life I want. I remember when I was married, me and my husband got fired in the same week. I said, I will never again in my life give somebody that much control over my financial well-being. Won't be me. Nope, I will not. And from that day, it sparked something in me. Then I found out one company was making like $5,000 off of me that I was making $5,000 a month. And here I am only making $2,000, and y'all making $5,000 off of me? They messed around and sent me the wrong spreadsheet. I said, oh, okay. All right, game time. I'm doing the same thing that y'all do, but y'all getting paid $5,000 off of me, and I'm only getting $2,000. So this whole month, you made $7,000 off of what I do, and I only got $2,000? I don't care what calculator you use, scientific, digital, analog, it's not adding up. It's not adding up. So that last paragraph of your life, I wanted to read, she gave it her all. She pressed the gas. She applied pressure. Like all these little sayings that I be having, press the gas, apply pressure. Like these are real mottos. Like you got to have a vision and a motto for your life. Like is your life, I just get up every day, make sure my kids fed, go to work. And that's just pretty much it. Hey, LaDonna. Yeah, is that what we're doing? That's all we're doing? No, it's more to life than that, y'all. You know you want to travel to exotic locations. That takes money. You know you want to drive A better car, that takes money. You might even want to live in a better neighborhood. That takes money. And it's not about worshiping money. People always say money is the root of all evil. You need to read your Bible and stop playing. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. Loving it. I don't love it, but I respect it. And I understand it's a tool. And I understand that money will help my son have a better life. Money will help me not have to be afraid looking out the window thinking somebody's shooting. I remember I used to live in Macon. I used to live in Macon, Georgia, y'all. And this is when I was freshly married, 20s. And the guy who I was married to, first we stayed in a townhouse. But we left the townhouse and he came up with this idea. Let's move into a trailer home. Y'all, it was a new trailer home. And it was nice. But the trailer home on the side of it and the trailer home on the other side of it, y'all, when I tell you this trailer home next door to us had a toilet in the yard, I'm not even playing. It had a whole toilet in the yard. Y'all, this trailer was so nasty that when they tore it down or moved it or whatever they did, I don't know, because they did it overnight. Do you know that all the roaches that was in that trailer came to our trailer? Now, mind you, we got a new one, and I keep a clean house. All the roaches that was in that trailer came to our trailer. No lie. No lie. Y'all, when I tell y'all I would open up the cabinets and see roaches crawling on the plates. When I tell y'all that I would go to the bathroom and see roaches crawling around where my toothbrush was. When I tell y'all I would go get in the bed and pull the covers back and a roach then beat me to the bed. Y'all, it ain't always been sweet. I got some testimonies. But the Lord has been good to me. I'm talking about roaches. It was so infested that the light sockets, little roaches, was crawling in and out of the lights. I'm talking about infested. Y'all, build your own so you can live in the kind of neighborhood that you want to live in. Build your own so you can live in the kind of neighborhood that you live in. When I pull up to where I live and I hit that clicker and them gates swing open to my gated community and I pull on in here and it's quiet. Ain't nobody outside smoking weed. Ain't nobody out there fighting. Ain't nobody out there fussing. Ain't nobody out there loud. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I can come and get peace where I live? Come on, y'all. Come on, let's be real. Sometimes people be like, oh, people call other people money hungry. Oh, they just greedy. Oh, they this. Oh, they that. No, some people just got a plan for their life. While you sitting back judging what they're doing, they just have a plan for their life. Oh, and their children's life. Oh, and their grandchildren's life. Oh, yeah, they just trying to get poverty broken off of their family. Oh, yeah, they just trying to make sure that the cousins who get out of jail have a business that they can walk into and don't have to go back to prison. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, they just trying to make sure that the kids who are in their family have a multi-million-dollar company that they can walk into. They can bypass college and a whole bunch of student loan debt for a degree that they ain't even going to use. It's about a mindset shift. It's about a mindset. It's about a mindset shift. It ain't about people being materialistic, even though they may have money and they may show it off wherever they show it off. That's them. That's how they get down. Now, if they end up getting robbed or whatever, hey, you set yourself up. But my point being this, don't judge people for what they doing. You don't know what them people done went through. You don't know how them people got it out the mud. I just told y'all I would pull back the covers and it was roaches in the bed before I got in the bed. I just told y'all the roaches was tapped. Y'all, when I kid you not, as God is my witness, and as fact that this is Sunday, and that I am a minister of the gospel, there was roaches in our refrigerator. I'm going to let you dwell on that for a minute. Roaches in our refrigerator. That's how bad the infestation was when that trailer home next to us got demolished and moved, and all the roaches came to our house. But it was new. Ours was new. Build your own. That's why I'm so adamant about entrepreneurship. That's why I'm so adamant about finances. Let me sit up. That's why I'm so adamant about all this. Like, build your own, y'all. I don't know why I got up with this message, but build your own. Build your own. Stop waiting for people to call you and tell you, hey, girl, you fabulous. Hey, girl, you just wonderful. You know, you just a blessing. Well, I appreciate that, but I'm going to go ahead and build my own. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not going to help you build yours too, because I believe in collaboration. I believe in helping other people. I believe in all that. But see, everybody doesn't have your same mentality. This is what I'm coming to realize. I'm recognizing that my heart and my head are different than sometimes other people's hearts and other people's head. I got my shirt inside out. I fell asleep in my makeup. Yeah, y'all, look. I got home late. It was a lot going on. Good stuff. I wasn't out there shucking and bucking and doing the wrong thing. But anyway, so yeah, build your own, y'all. Build your own. Stop waiting on somebody to tell you how fabulous you are. You're already, listen, you're fabulous. If you need somebody to tell you, you're fabulous. Okay, I had to reconnect. You're fabulous. I believe in you. If nobody else believes in you, I believe in you, right? If nobody else tells you that you have good ideas and that you're intelligent and that you're smart, I'm telling you this morning, right? I'm telling you. And I'm pretty good at judge character. I'm pretty good judge of what's going on out here in these streets. I'm not, a psychic. But listen, build your own. Build your own. Stop waiting on other people. And stop letting what other people have going on prevent you from starting. Don't look at, oh, she a millionaire doing what I want to do. Well, she probably been doing it for 10 years too. She's probably been doing it for 10 years. So stop comparing yourself to other people. You start. You start your part of it, right? You start doing what you need to do. You start doing what is your piece of the puzzle. And then everything else will come along, right? Stop trying to compare yourself, because you're going to get frustrated. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, they such ahead. It's not a race. Like Nipsey said, it's not a race, it's a marathon. And I might be somewhere in my marathon because I've been doing this longer than the next person. Somebody else might be further along than me because they've been doing it longer than me. But you don't get caught up in that. You get caught up in, what am I doing? See, if we spend a lot more time minding our business, if we spend more time minding our own business, we'll be a force to be reckoned with. And I know social media have you seeing what everybody else got going on. Oh, what's she doing? She wearing that? Oh, what's she going? Oh, she living there? Oh, she driving there? At no point in social media have I ever been like that. You know why? Because y'all, I thank God for me being a makeup artist. Because I was able to see that some of the most beautiful people, I'm talking about lashes, just luscious, lips painted, hair long and luxurious. Behind all of that, I've seen some things, y'all. Trust me, don't let this social media thing get you caught up into believing that this is smoke and mirrors. This is coming from a makeup artist who does special effects makeup as well as beauty makeup. Everything that you're seeing out here ain't what it is. That's why God says you better try the spirit by the spirit. When you start trying the spirit by the spirit, you see that a lot of stuff out here ain't what it really is cracked up to be. It's not what it's cracked up to be. Don't let the enemy deceive you. Don't let social media deceive you. But what you can do is make sure that whatever you're doing is genuine. Whatever you're doing is good. Whatever you're doing is following the rules and following the laws. That's what you can do, right? Because if you start using everybody else's blueprint, guess what's going to happen? This is the thing about it. If you start using everybody else's blueprint and everybody's map on how to get it done, you may only get their results. When if you would have did it your way and the way God instructed you to do it, you would have got your results. Their results, versus their results versus your results. That's why you can't focus on what everybody else is doing, right? When I was a makeup artist, I used to see makeup artists traveling to Europe, London, Italy, and here I was just, hey Jessica, here I was just in Atlanta, surrounding metropolitan area. But I was popping in the Atlanta metropolitan area. I'm talking about every day. Not only did I do makeup, I did sew-ins, but the whole place was, as God is my witness. And I got people on here who were my friends at that point in time. I was one of 3 people who worked in the discount mall, but for whatever reason, I was getting all the business. I saw so many people come and go. God's favor was on me. And I'm not saying that in a bragging way. I'm saying that because it was, right? Listen, stop following everybody's game plan. Everybody's game plan is not yours. Scripture calls us, if you're a believer, a peculiar people, a royal priesthood. Y'all better look these words up instead of just throwing them out there. Peculiar means that I'm not normal. I'm not the same as everybody. I'm not that. I'm this. I'm peculiar. Meaning I'm kind of strange. I'm kind of different. Right? So a royal priesthood. That means I'm getting all these text messages this morning. I guess everybody waking up. Another thing too, we giving back school supplies too. At my church, but I'm not sure if you got to be a member. I'm not sure. But see, that's why I like my church too. We really do things in the community. Like my apostle, he was giving away houses and cars. Who does that? You notice I put an S on the end of it. Houses and cars. School supplies. You see what I'm saying? And see, I follow his example. He left corporate America and started his ministry, and he did it the way God told him to do it and became very successful at it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to do things the way God tells you to do them. And stop looking at everybody else. Build your own. If you don't hear nothing else I say today, build your own and stop waiting for somebody to tell you how good you are. You are already good. You're already wonderful. You're already blessed. You're already highly favored. God is just waiting on you to activate. He's just waiting on you to move. He's just waiting for you to get up off that couch. He's just waiting for you to get off of social media and say, all right, I heard what they said. Now I'm going to go implement some of it. I'm going to go Google. I'm going to go research. I'm going to go collaborate. I'm going to go talk to somebody. Instead of being jealous and looking at people side eye like, she thinks she all that. Get in their inbox. Get in their email and find out what they're doing and how they're doing it and how you can be a part of it so you can grow too. That's the problem. It's too much pride out here. Too much pride out here. People, I ain't asking nobody. I'm going to just figure it out myself. Okay, you're going to be in the same place that you are right now for the next 20 years. Congratulations. Congratulations. You've done absolutely nothing for the last 20 years. When you would have gotten into a relationship with or collaborated with somebody who's doing it and doing it better than you or doing it more on a greater level than you, you would have advanced. Get up off the couch. Yes, ma'am. I have a friend, Dr. Radisha. She got a whole book called Girl, Get Off the Couch. Something like that. You see what I'm saying? So y'all, listen. Stop being afraid. It's time out for fear. It's time out for fear. And I don't even know why I'm talking like this, but I just really feel like I'm blazing a path, especially for black women. And there's some of us out here that's already doing it and I don't need to apologize to you for being great. I don't need to apologize to you for wanting better for my family. I don't need to apologize to you for wanting a better life, better household, better car, better clothes, better whatever it is. I don't have to apologize to anybody for that. And you don't either. But sometimes we get afraid. I really believe some of us get afraid of our own greatness. Girlfriend, boyfriend, friend. Stop being afraid of your own greatness. Stop being afraid. Remember I talked about that last paragraph on that last page in that last chapter of your life. When we get there, we need to be reading some real good stuff. She was a philanthropist. She had $1 million business. She became councilwoman. She became a professor. She became a lawyer. She became a doctor. She was an extraordinary mother. She was an extraordinary minister. He was an awesome professor. He was an awesome doctor. He was a awesome author. That's what we need to be reading about you and your life on that last page. Because as you can see, and I get it, because I was there going to work every day. It's a part of life. I got it. But while you're doing that, build, say it with me, y'all, build your own. That's all I got today. That's all I got. I love y'all so much. I don't even know who all on here, but I love y'all. I love y'all because y'all people. And I'm a people too. So I love y'all. I hope y'all have an extraordinary Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday. If you're going to get you some word, get you some word. And then go to the park. Enjoy some of the sunshine beaming down on your skin. Get you some vitamin D. We all been in the dang house. Go get you some vitamin D. Y'all know what I'm talking about too. Not that other kind. Go get you some vitamin D from the sun in your body. And then, enjoy your day. Me personally, I'm about to fold these clothes right here. I ain't want to show y'all all my business, but yeah, I'm about to fold these clothes that's been on my bed since yesterday and hang them up. And then I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my Sunday. Probably lay down and take me a few more minutes. But anyway, y'all, build your own. Love y'all. Give you a big hug from afar. And until next time, bye.